Let me
Hi,
know.
everyone. This is Kenya, and I am the creator of all things Loop. And as you should know by now, Loop stands for Live It, Own It, Obtain It on Purpose. As you don't know already, we connect with leaders and influence of colors across all industries, giving space to their voices and celebrating the power that lies within their story. And we are still celebrating 28 days of Black excellence. And we have Miss Natalie. Natalie didn't put me on game. So,
Yes,
listen, that's Black excellence, Natalie. Thank you so much for like doing that for me. I appreciate it.
of course.
So how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. I think it's been almost 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did the Gary stop. The Gary stop.
we did.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that as well.
yeah, of course.
So tell me, how did you get started in your industry?
So, I obviously have a degree in marketing. And so that's really honestly how I got started.
Mm-hmm.
But per se, like entrepreneurship, after I graduated with my bachelor's, it was really difficult to kind of find work without experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, someone put a bug in my ear. I don't know if I was maybe watching a YouTube video
Mm-hmm.
or something, and it was like, you start building your portfolio by taking on freelance clients.
Wow.
And it just so happened that turned into me being a full-time entrepreneur for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just continued to go from there.
Yeah.
So what really got me started was that I was in a dead end job. I was working as a property manager over a Section 8 apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to get into my degree because this ain't it.
Right.
And I ended up just starting my business in 2017 after 3 years of being in real estate. And from my knowledge that I remembered and me even researching, I started my consulting business and our media agency. And so that's what really got me to where I am today.
Yeah. I think when we connected, you were doing a lot. Like, and I still believe you do you do a lot. You do
Yes,
a lot.
yes. I wear multiple hats.
Yes, I
Uh,
love it. Do you still have your office?
yeah, I do actually.
Oh, good, good.
Yes, I mean, I moved offices, but I
Mhm.
still have an office.
Right.
But yeah, I still have an office. I mean, I need to because I have clients or I have
Yeah.
to create content and
Yeah.
I need a decent space to do so.
Mhm.
But I will say to update you on where I'm at now. There's
Mhm.
a lot of things that have changed in regards to
Wow.
wearing multiple hats.
Yes.
Because you just get so exhausted being a
Mhm.
full-time entrepreneur and a mother, and a human at the same time.
Absolutely. And life is
Uh,
life and always does.
exactly. So, one day I decided that I'm like, you know what, I need to figure out what if I can do something till I'm blue in the face, what would
Mhm.
it be? And some of the businesses that I started, I did it to just make additional income. It wasn't
Yeah.
something that I knew that I could do for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
And if I could, what would it be? And so I really just started focusing on content creation, marketing for businesses, and resources for entrepreneurs. So that's where I'm at now. Still have my media agency, but our focus is a little bit different. And
Yeah.
some of my businesses that I had back then are definitely dissolved, just
Mhm.
so I can get my me time back and be
Yeah.
able to be the family member I want to be, the partner I want to be in my relationships, and also the mom that I wanted to be too.
Yeah. I love the evolving, like
Yeah.
evolving. I love that. What's your definition of Black excellence?
I would say a definition of Black excellence is definitely someone who leads by example,
Mhm.
who truly knows that their existence on this earth as a Black American is more important than their ego,
Yeah.
and someone who gives up their free time to do philanthropy, volunteering, and fighting for whatever cause that is calling them to their heart. I think there's a lot of people who are successful,
Mhm.
but I don't think that there's a lot of people who exude excellence.
Yeah.
There you can consider some people who create viral content successful, but is a type of content helping and moving our people do better
Mhm.
and grow better, and uplifting the community? And I think that's what really sets others apart,
Yeah.
who do exemplary work and phenomenal work compared to those who's just doing something just to, as they always say, get a bag.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that is what I would consider black excellence. Someone who um, goes beyond just what it is to be successful and really leaves a legacy behind, and also pull up those from the community to continue to make sure that there's more excellence that comes from their leadership.
Yeah. It's so many posts and videos that go viral and I'm like, did this just go viral?
I know, like
like
pointless.
what does it like what impact did it just, what happened? Like, I'm
Yeah,
always like just
and
confused.
yeah, and as I transition,
Mhm.
I'm starting a content creators community, and
Oh,
also
I'm a part of it. I'm
uh,
about to be a part.
yes, please. And also going to be coming out with the ebook to kind of give like the do's and don'ts of like
Mhm.
your starter influencer career. But I
Mhm.
think what really we need to understand is that a lot of the virality from
Mhm.
our posts that come out is machine learned.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of there's algorithms.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
choose what goes viral. They choose what looks well and what they want based upon, literally, like I showed you before this
Mhm.
call, like chat gpt. We put in prompts and everything like that for what they look like that would
Mhm.
create a virality for a video. And if our video isn't matching that, it's not gonna go.
Yeah.
And it just what it is. If I'm not dancing, I'm not half naked, I'm
Right.
not saying something crazy, I won't go
Yeah.
viral. And
Yeah.
it's a shame because a lot of people create very good, I would say, content with
Mhm.
meaningful, like spending hours
Yeah.
with meaningful content, and we get the lowest of views. And so, in my influencer community, I want us to focus more on just authenticity
Mhm.
rather than virality. So
Mhm.
that way, once we do go viral, they will go on a rabbit hole of our important information and our consistent information that we give out. So, not just only focusing on going viral and creating viral content, because you'll get lost. You won't have a
Yes.
target audience. So, I think that to me is, as I like I said, transition and helping more content creators. Like that's really going to be my focus.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. How do you feel that you are contributing to the culture?
Wow, I don't even know if I am. Good question. But I think that I am contributing to the culture by always making sure that I mention who I am, what I am. Like literally, if you go on my Instagram, it says Black owned.
Yeah.
I made sure that I created my profile in a way that allowed for me to put Black owned. So there was no confusion. As
Yeah.
well as the type of content that I put out, I make it relatable, I make it friendly, and I make it consumable to a point that it is for those who don't know. And most of the people who don't know about these tech companies and these new wave of entrepreneurship, this venture capitals and business credit, is people of color. And so
Mhm.
I try to make sure that what I say is in the dialect of how I was raised, and in
Yeah.
the vernacular of how I was raised. And I don't try to use too many different words that'll make it seem as if I'm trying to generate content that is for everyone or evergreen. No, I'm trying to create content for people who just do not know. We don't have the access to this information.
Right.
So when I do find out, I try to make it, like I said, a consumable piece of content to where anybody at any stage could be able to understand what's going on and how they can get involved in it.
I love it. I love the fact that I did see a lot of what you was saying on your on social media, and I was like, "Dang, that's smart." Or I was like, "Dang, I didn't know that." So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Looking at your social media and saying, "Yo, Nelly, okay, Nelly," like I really did not know. And
Yeah.
so even with the business credit, I know that you had said something about that a
Hmm.
while ago, and I was like, "Oh," and then so it prompted me to start looking and trying to figure out like, oh, so there is a way to do this thing and and really be successful at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal for, like I like I said, I try to make authentic
Yeah.
and genuine content so that way people can, even if I don't go viral, people value what I put out.
Absolutely. I think I was saying the other day, I think I'm at a stage in my life that my impact is more important because if you make an impact, then the viral will come. It may
Right.
not come in
How you
the
want it.
way
Yeah.
yeah, in the way that you want it to, but the impact is the most important at this stage in my life.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the tour, I was like, oh my goodness, I was so worried about the numbers, so
Mhm.
worried about the numbers, so worried about who was gonna be there. Until I realized like, but am I making an impact? Who when they leave here, will they have had an experience that they can talk about for years to come?
Right.
So it's all about just making an impact for me.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, like I have went viral multiple times.
Yeah.
I've gotten almost 500,000 views on one video,
Mhm.
multiple times, on TikTok.
Yeah.
And although it did, because I had my website set up in a way that they can book to talk to me, it did generate money.
Mhm.
But honestly, it did not, in my opinion, it didn't really give me what I want. I mean, like there were millions of questions
Yeah.
in the comments of how did you do that? How
Yeah.
do you do that? And it's like still, even though I made it to a point where it did go viral, they're always gonna still want to learn more. There are always
Yeah.
gonna be questions related to that. And I think that's why you have to remain consistent. And they do find my other videos where I go in detail about branding, marketing,
Mhm.
advertisement, business credit, things like that. And so which helps my profile a lot more. But like I said, I think my when I did go viral, why it didn't really mean so much to me is because I feel like yeah, that went viral, but I got a lot more content left in me.
Yeah,
Y'all
absolutely. I
need to
got more.
forget,
I got more.
I got more. And on
Yeah.
top of that, because I had, batch recorded so much,
Mhm.
I wasn't overwhelmed with the engagement. And so as I keep going, I look at my numbers, and as this to my point, if I get over 100 people to look at something, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And why I'm cool with that is because at the end of the day, I know those 100 people looked at my content,
Mhm.
value my content. I have 10,000 followers on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And they say usually if your engagement is at 1%,
Mhm.
it's decent. So if
Yeah.
I just need 100.
Right.
I
Right.
just need 100, okay? That's all I need. And if I get
Right.
100, I know it's gonna push more. And that actually is what happens. So if I get up to 100 in the first hour, 2 hours, I'll start seeing it get to 500 that next day, 1,000 the next day,
Yeah.
and it keeps going. So for me, I try to in 2022, I made a goal: post a
Yeah.
reel every day. And
Wow.
I posted a reel every day. I got 20,000 followers on my TikTok. I got about 800 more on my Instagram. And, I was able to monetize, not just being paid by platforms, but also monetize that by clients and
Yeah.
them wanting to work with me. So, just stay consistent.
Mhm.
Make sure that uh your game plan for your
Mhm.
content before you start creating content.
Mm,
I think that's what a lot of people get messed up on. And like I said, I think the biggest point is really just remaining on target and remaining steadfast with the content that you create.
absolutely. I love it. Who have you looked up to that defines Black excellence?
Oh man, I really honestly don't have too many. I'll be honest, I really don't have anybody that I look up to in the lane that I'm in, because
Mhm.
might sound very arrogant or rude, but there's no one that is like me. I think,
Yeah.
and that's just me being humble, because and that's what, and I honestly don't have anybody to look up to, because my brain goes 1,000 miles a minute with
Right.
new and fresh ideas and always innovating and looking for new things. So I don't really have anybody that I currently look up to. Now,
Mhm.
who I do watch and take their words in huge consideration
Mhm.
for business is Damon John, who created Fubu.
Yeah.
And I started listening to him like a year ago, or watching his content on LinkedIn like a year ago. And one of his quotes that always stick with me is that you never want to be in business for the rest of your life. You always want an exit strategy. And when I
Wow.
thought about that, I'm like, that's crazy, because people want to be in business
For the
for
rest of that,
the rest
yeah.
of their life. And what he said was like, I didn't, my greatest movement was selling FUBU, and it grew
Right.
to where it is now. To where I have multiple businesses, multiple enterprises. People look up to me to start their businesses. Like FUBU was just a step. It was never
Yeah.
the final piece. Now, yeah, I still own it and I still love it, but I'm not going to work my business and grind myself to the ground just because that's what you said I should do.
That's so
And
good. I love that.
I love that. And I think that it's so relevant in today's time, because mm, uh, My Ill Organics obviously sold
Mhm.
themselves to Procter and Gamble,
Yeah.
and a lot of Black women in the Black community felt like, oh, you're out selling it to the white man. And it's like, at the end of the day, Monique has never stated out her mouth that she wanted to be grinding like how she did when she first
Yeah.
started her business. It was just her and her husband, and they
Yes.
reached $1 million. You know how
Yeah.
hard that is to grow up a business to $1 million where it's just you and your husband and no
Yeah.
investor. It's
Yeah.
extremely difficult and profound at that.
Right.
To make that
Right.
amount of money.
Right.
But when I first hit my first six figures in 2021, when I tell you I was ready to throw in a towel that year, I was
Mhm.
so exhausted by making that
Yeah,
goal.
absolutely.
I hit the goal, but I was so exhausted. That
Mm.
was that next year, 2022, I'm stopping everything. I'm
Yeah.
halting everything. It exhausts you. So
Mhm.
no one wants to do that. And I think it's easier to say we selling our business to the wrong people until
Mhm.
you in those footsteps.
Yeah.
I sold a business before, back in 2018. And I remember the lawyer who came to me was like, Natalie, like, at the end of the day, this is your blood, sweat, and tears. But
Mhm.
literally, it's a big move for you to be able to sell your business. You still have the ownership and loyalty to the name, but at the end of the day, that person has it. So you
Yeah.
started something so that other person can start and grow that business larger than what it was. And though that is words that I live by, and a person that stated that really kind of changed my life on how I view entrepreneurship, how I view people that actually have exit strategies and everything. Like, now that's my goal. If I start
Yeah.
a business, what's going to be the exit? Or if there isn't an exit strategy,
Mhm.
how can I run this business without dwindling down on how I am as a mother, how I am as a father, girl, how I am as a family member, and because those are two big important things to me. So um, I would say that's who I would. Those words is who I look up to,
Yeah.
look forward to hearing and stuff like that.
I love it. So how can we support you? You have so much. Like I like let me just say this. When we first met, like the evolving that you have done, like for real. And that's like even just being like, dang, that's growth. I love to see that. So congratulations on
Thank
everything.
you.
Like for real. Like, yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
How can we support
Yeah,
you?
I would say support me if you can. At this moment, I'm really focused on content and
Mhm.
because I'm coming out with, like I said, the community of influencers and content creators
Mhm.
and educating them. Um, so I would say just to support by following and engaging with my content,
Okay.
so I know what I can bring to the table because, you know, as you said, I evolved. I have done so
Yeah.
much. I have learned so much. And at this point, I want others to be able to grow their platform similar to how I have been able to do that and coach them in being able to do that. So I would say ways in which to support me is going to Instagram, going to the Natalie Rochelle, following me, engaging with me on all social media platforms. So I can continue to make content that you all want to see,
Yeah.
research things that you all want to know about, and bring it to you in my news reports that
Mhm.
I do, and my social media updates that I do about new things that's going on with the algorithms, new things that's going on in business that you should know about. So that's really how I would love someone to support me.
How the influencer group? When are you gonna launch that?
Yeah, so I just use AI technology to create my to create my 10-page ebook
Yeah.
based upon the bullet points that I gave it. So once that design of the book is done, like the
Okay.
visual design of the book is done, I'm then going to launch the group. And I'll do like a interview process because at the end of the day, I really want to have a good cohort group of
Mhm.
influencers who care about content, who delivers content on the regular. You don't have to have a certain amount of followers. It's the ambition and the consistency that I want to see. So that way, if I'm giving out this information and resources, it's to
Mhm.
someone that I know really is going to value that.
Yeah.
So that process will start sometime in February. And then the group, once we have a good selection of influencers, we'll launch the group. Depending on, I'm trying to figure out if I want it on Facebook or
Mm.
another app called Circle because Facebook you get out drowned by
I know.
a lot.
It's just a lot.
There's no group on Facebook that I
Yeah.
check every day, and I had none.
Yeah.
And I'm in about 5 million of them. So
Yeah.
I might just put it on a separate platform called
Mhm.
Circle, where it's an app on your phone and also a web app. So
Okay.
if you want to be in the know, at least it's a separate notification.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the influencer group messaging me.
Mhm.
Besides from this is everybody and their mama trying to show me a picture of my cousin's new baby, and then
Right.
this group. So I have to really consider how you guys would want to learn
Yeah.
and how I want to be able to get you access to the information. So um, it will be launching in February for sure.
Okay.
So those who are listening or watching and want to also be a part of the group, just follow me on Instagram or on Facebook or TikTok. And I will be launching it soon and releasing the application sometime in February.
Ooh, I'm super excited. I'm already following on Instagram, but I
Yeah.
my Facebook got hacked, so I don't
Oh
have you
God.
on Facebook anymore. But I'm about to
Okay.
follow you again just so
Yeah.
I can be in the know because I definitely want to be a part. And I will definitely like support however you support. Thank you so much, Natalie. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Of course.
So if you guys can please go follow Natalie. She like for real has the juice. Like she has the tea. Like all of it. All
Yes.
of it. So go follow her on all social media outlets. If you have not already, go follow All Things Loop. We're still celebrating 28 days of Black excellence. Until next time.